everybody, welcome to our first episode of Classic Discussion, where we talk about The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Cliche, I know, but whatever, Banjo-Kazooie wasn't working. Here with me are Jack and Robert. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
And I'm Tim. So, we're not prepared at all. What do you guys want to talk about?
Well, we can talk about, like, the upgrade system. Well, not the upgrade, but, like, the inventory system that's really used later on in today's RPGs. Well, kind of. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely used, especially considering that, like, a lot of older sprite games don't let you switch out anything. You just kind of equip stuff and nothing would happen. Whereas this is kind of a real-time affair.
Yeah, that's true. I have to say, I've always hated this one scene in this game.
Yeah, I hated it after, like, the third time I played it.
No, I just mean the art style. Like, it's so drastically different from everything else in the game.
Mm.
I don't know. It almost feels like Myst to me, and then it just has, like, Link just kind of thrown in there.
Yeah, a little bit. They kind of do this, like, waking up scene almost, and then they kind of bring you into this, like, wow, 64 bits kind of feeling.
The N64 has to be my favorite system of all time.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I have to go with PC Master Race.
Well, that doesn't count.
That's not really a system.
The GameCube is really close behind, though.
Yeah. I don't know, there's a lot of games I really loved on the Xbox. Well, the 360, rather.
Xbox, yo!
Like, you have all the Splinter Cells. I mean, Halos are cool. You have Red Dead Redemption was on there. You have the Orange Box. True. You have Splinter Cell. You have all the... Like I said, Splinter Cell. You have all the Hitman games, and you just have a
lot of those are multi-platform, though.
Yeah, that's not my point. The point is I had them for the Xbox.
Well, so, Jack has never played a Legend of Zelda game.
Yeah, cardinal sin.
Why?
I never had no N64. I was a PS1 boy.
Well, now that we have a new pope, you can get one.
Yeah, how long have you had a PC that you can just download them?
Actually a couple years, and then I realized I didn't give a shit.
Well, you should. Really, you should give lots of shits.
It hurts the child inside me, Jack.
I tried playing this particular game on the GameCube, during that collection they had. And there's like 3 Zelda games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just couldn't get into it. It wasn't for me.
Well, yeah, like, now that you bring that up, we had a blackout at my university in, like, the fall, like October, November, and we were all sitting down, and there's like 5 different people, and someone's like, yeah, I hated Ocarina of Time, and then suddenly it all came out that everybody at the table but me hated the game. They just thought it was really boring.
I'm not alone.
That's actually really surprising, because most people just kind of circle jerk around it.
Yeah, well, those who played it did. Those who played it in later years didn't hold up as much.
Yeah, there you go. I played it when I was maybe 13 or 14. If I played it when I was younger, I probably thought it was great.
Yeah,
well, I mean, I don't really want to admit to it, but a lot of the appeal is the nostalgia factor. And I'm just realizing that that's supposed to be a window behind Link. I've always wondered what the fuck that was a painting of.
I was always like, oh, that's cool. He's got, like, something by his bed. That must be nice. I don't know what it is.
Having a little Lincoln log for a mattress.
Yeah, that sucks. He never, like, sleeps, does he? Yeah, he sleeps when he's older. He has to, like, come back to this shithole Lincoln log.
Yeah.
You got all his sleep right now. You know, before the game started. He doesn't get any sleep after that.
Yeah, but once he turns, like, 7 years in the future, it's kind of like, oh, yeah, sleep would be nice. Nope, going into the sewer.
I always thought it was weird that he time traveled and got, like, an ear piercing.
They were the 90s.
Yeah.
NSYNC was popular. Link had to chime in. So, what other games, you talked about this a bit earlier, what games do you kind of think that, like, obviously you have the big, you know, hero goes on adventure type deal and the silent protagonist that really became popular through this as well?
I'm gonna say Jak and Daxter.
Really? I've never played that.
Really?
I played a little bit of it. It was good.
I never played the later Jak games, but I played the first Jak and Daxter, and I absolutely loved it. I heard that Jak 3 was kind of like Jak and Daxter plus GTA, but...
Yeah, I heard about that too. I kind of liked, I was more of a Ratchet and Clank guy growing up. I just loved those games.
I just kind of dabbled in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I had a really like Nintendo heavy childhood.
Mm.
I didn't play a lot of like the PS2 games.
Yeah.
I actually
neither
didn't
did I.
even have a PS1, so
Well,
I had a
it's weird that
PS1
you say that
the
because
family
like,
gave it to me.
yeah, yeah, same actually. But I got one when I was like, I have a GameCube. Why do I need this piece of shit for? And then I just kind of threw it in the closet. But I didn't have a memory card, so it was like, oh, what am I gonna do with this?
There's no point then, yeah.
Yeah.
this
Speaking of
asshole
Nintendo-
is the biggest asshole in the history of forever.
Even as a funny little overbite. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that overbite.
You're too pathetic to
His
help the world.
stupid haircut.
What a beta male. But speaking of nostalgia,
Sheesh.
did you guys ever play Earthbound when you were younger?
Not when I was younger. I played it recently though.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
That game was like the pinnacle of everything. Like,
Really?
Whenever you think about soundtracks and whenever you think about like Ocarina of Time is great, but like the culture is definitely centered around like medieval fantasy land,
Yeah.
you know. But Earthbound was really interesting because they have this whole like small time guy, and then he goes on like aliens, but it also goes into like cities and the desert, and it's just got all these different locations in the soundtrack to boot. Just goes straight with everything, and it
Oh,
just
man,
gets
you know
so
what's-
weird. And
You know what's never a good idea? Climbing into a hole in the ground.
Well, I
I
mean,
always find it profitable.
yeah,
You've been there, huh?
we are
Yeah.
elves or something.
Well, you might find stabby little gems in the grass.
Or an earring to wear
They're
when you're 7 years
rupees.
older.
Exactly.
That's true.
He's obviously looking for the earring. This is the Ocarina of Earrings. That sounded really dumb. I apologize.
I always thought that this sword was like comically small and wouldn't be able to do anything.
Maybe Link just had a really big penis and he just doesn't need to compensate.
Maybe. That's
But,
always a possibility.
One of the things I loved about Ocarina of Time that Majora's Mask kind of let down was the shinies. Like, you see how in the beginning, you know, when you go through the tile screen and the files and stuff, everything's really shiny,
Yeah.
and this sword's really shiny.
Well, Majora's
Yeah,
Mask
fuck
is
that
supposed to
sign.
be like a dark game.
Yeah, I don't give a shit, I want shiny stuff. But, like,
Where did this giant death ball come from?
It was there
it's
earlier.
obviously
I
a
just,
local. Don't be
yeah,
racist.
I just know its path, so I avoided it.
Oh, okay.
It's not the racist, it's probably a Goron.
It probably is a Goron, actually. That makes sense.
Is it? Maybe if you went back to check instead of going back through another hole in the ground. You can
It's the same hole in the ground.
Yeah, so, you know, crazy people, shut up.
Well, it's not like it's some big mystery now. I
not
know
like
where I'm
it's a
going back
stranger.
to. Yeah. Me and the hole in the ground are now introduced, and I can get in its car without fearing for my life.
Mama
You
said
can't
it's
do that.
okay to pick you up from school.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did
but,
you
like,
guys ever have that problem where, like, you couldn't get a
No.
ride home from school, and the teachers
No.
just wouldn't let you leave?
Wait, they wouldn't
No,
let you
none of
leave?
my none of my schools ever cared that much.
Yeah, no,
They'd be
they
like-
wouldn't let me leave. I
They're
used
like,
to have to,
"You're gonna
like,
get
sneak
hurt."
out and walk home. Not saying that my parents didn't care. I'm sure that they loved me very much.
That's dumb.
If it happened that I couldn't get a ride, they'd just be, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
We'll see you later. You can wait here, I guess.
Bro, were your
That's
teachers
one
just being
thing that
like,
I've always kind of hated about this game. The draw distance is so incredibly low. I guess they did it because of the limitations of the system, but
Makes sense. I know
Why
what
is,
you
the,
mean.
why is the draw distance so low? I'm trying
like
to see.
that character right there didn't come up until I was within like 10 feet of him.
Do you know what's weird? I never noticed popping. Like, I
Oh
never
god, yeah,
noticed.
I just saw one.
I saw that, but
The little girl.
I never noticed game popping until maybe like late Xbox 360 generation and like PC.
Really?
Because then I started playing games in like HD. But
Yeah.
I never noticed character popping ever, or like anything. I thought everything was just beautiful. This is gorgeous.
You're quite the optimist, Robert.
Yeah, I really can't stand like the static backgrounds on the inside of these buildings.
You're so
Oh yeah,
picky.
that is pretty bad.
It
Yeah.
like breaks the fourth wall.
Well, they also get pretty bad, and once you go into like dungeons and stuff. Not the
Yeah.
bigger dungeons, but once you get into the smaller caves.
Hmm.
I don't know. I definitely thought N64 games looked way better than PS1 games, though.
Oh, I will fight you to the death over Crash Bandicoot.
Well, I lift, so come at me.
I don't know. Fuck this bridge, by the way.
Yeah.
I guess it really depends on the game, because I don't know, like, what would you say is the best looking N64 game?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Wave Race. That was a pretty game.
Really?
Wave Race was gorgeous. You know, it had the shiny waves, and it was just gorgeous.
I'd have to say probably like Banjo-Tooie.
Banjo-Tooie looked really good too.
Yeah. And now, Jack, what would you say is the best looking PS1 game?
Probably Ocarina of Time.
The best PS1 game?
Yeah, probably it was Ocarina of Time on the PS1.
Yeah.
But it could have been,
Hold on. What the fuck are we talking about? Was Ocarina of Time ported to the PS1?
No, we're talking about how ugly PS1 games are. Gran Turismo
was.
Looked like you were driving a dirt ball. It was just horrendous. But continue.
Wait, no, you guys are saying that Ocarina of Time was the best looking PS1 game?
That's a
It was
joke.
a joke. Remember those?
Oh.
Are you retarded?
I feel a little retarded. I was so lost on that.
Alright, continue. What is your most cherished PlayStation 1 plebeian game?
My most cherished PS1 game, it was one of the Crash games. Maybe the second one or the third. Probably the third. That was probably the best looking one I could remember.
Yeah, the third
Fair, I
had
only had, like,
really solid
3
underwater
games.
scenes too.
Yeah, it was good. That and the second Spider-Man game I liked a lot. Enter Electro. That's what it was.
What?
I have no idea
Spider-Man?
what you're talking about.
Spider-Man
say-
Enter Electro. PS1 game where you're Spider-Man, you're going around kicking ass.
Nope.
What? No, that's just called Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Nah, there was Enter Electro, man. PS1. It was great.
I'm looking this shit up.
I also had Spider-Man 2.
I don't know. I mean, they did change titles with a lot of stuff, like Mega Man.
Oh wow, this
Legends.
is a real thing.
Yeah, Mega
Yeah.
Man Legends, when it was ported to N64, just became Mega Man 64.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
there
yeah.
you go.
I always thought that was so exciting, but I was never brave enough to don the robot outfit.
I could never get past the, like, 3 robots, or whatever they were, on the street in, like, the very beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of games that I just gave up on, like, 10 minutes in, as a child.
Do you know?
Too hard.
Thinking of nostalgia, do you know what game I absolutely powered through?
What?
Super Castlevania 4.
Really?
That game was hard as shit, and
I couldn't
had it on
play
an
any of them.
emulator. I had it on my MacBook, and I saved it, and I tried to play it as legitly as possible, and I just powered through that game and just killed a vampire, and it was just awesome.
I did that with Armed and Dangerous, the Xbox, except that I realized, well, fuck this is hard, so I put on like the God mode cheats and just ran through it. That was fun.
Alright, so wrapping
That's
this
awesome.
up, Jack, have we convinced you to play this game?
No, hell no.
Oh, do you know what you should do? There's a tutorial. You know how they're coming up with the Wind Waker HD, and they had Ocarina 3D?
Are they coming out with the Wind Waker HD?
Yeah, for the Wii U. Anyways, that's not the cool news.
No, that is the point. That's all that I need to know.
Well, no, Majora's
That's
Mask
like
is
literally
already
my
out.
favorite game ever.
Majora's Mask is already out with what's the word? Cell shaded textures and smoke effects and high res, and it looks great.
I'm buying a Wii U.
Well, it's not on the Wii U, doofus. It's on the PC Master Race console.
Is it?
Yeah, dude, I played it like a month ago, and then I quit because I realized I sucked at the game.
Oh,
I
well,
played
I don't
about
care about
Counter-Strike.
Majora's Mask. Which one is Wind Waker on?
Wii U.
Oh, well, that's
But
why
you
I'm
can
buying
run
a
it
Wii
at
U.
1080p.
Well, now we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Now we know that Tim's buying a Wii U.
It actually looks pretty great on an emulator if you just boost, like, the anti-aliasing. I'm sure that I butchered that word. I've never actually had to pronounce it. But yeah.
Welcome to the outside.
Alright, so we have to end this episode.
Sweet.
Come back next time and we'll test our courage.